and I might have misspoken earlier when I called it teams you don't want in the playoffs because we were talking about the Bengals and the Rams earlier. These are teams you don't want to face in the playoffs, so it's a broader universe of potential choices. With that disclaimer and explanation, and by the way, the draft today, as always, at least lately, presented by our friends at Sky Rizzy. Boom, there's the animation. Boom, we're a professional operation. All right, Devin. I'm thinking of Denver Broncos and Devin McCourty, and I called Devin Denver. So when I talk about the Broncos, I'll call them Devin. Denver, give me your first pick.
I think we both agree on the top two teams, so I'll start with saying Joe Burrow and the Bengals will be my number one pick. We talked about it earlier. You don't want to have to go against Burrow. Nothing bothers him. Playoff seems to be when he's at his best.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you don't want to face the Lions in the playoffs, but I'm taking this more from the standpoint of if I'm a team that's supposed to be good, these are teams I really don't want to have to play. And we talked about the Rams, especially if I'm the Lions. Matthew Stafford almost beat them in the playoffs last year in Detroit. Week 1, Sunday Night Football, Matthew Stafford almost beat them in their own building to start this special season. I don't want to give him a third chance. I don't want him coming back to Detroit. No. And if I'm any of these teams in the NFC, and the same thing on the AFC side, I don't want the Bengals. NFC, I don't want the LA Rams getting into the playoffs. So I would be all in with the Seahawks. Big foam finger. Go Seattle Seahawks. Keep the Rams out.
Another team that it hasn't worked out all year for them, but the 49ers. I think the way that they played Sunday, and I know they're still battling so many different injuries, but getting Hufanga back out there and the attitude I think that he helped bring to the defense, if they're able to sneak into the playoffs, they're another team that if I'm a home team and we got to play the night, like I'm not excited and thinking we're just going to beat the Niners and move on to the divisional round.
I got distracted by, I see the 49ers. Sorry. Somebody sent me a text that contract negotiations are actually underway with Bill Belichick in North Carolina. So that's something I'm going to have to take a look at once we're done here. I don't want to face the Denver Broncos. Devin, 2 D's, 2 E's, 2 V's, 2 N's, out of order a little bit. That's what got me twisted up. But the Broncos are going to get a team twisted up because what they do is going to travel in January. They can run the ball. They can play good defense. They got a rookie quarterback who isn't going to be a rookie once he's got 17 regular season games under his belt on top of the 65 or whatever it was he played at Oregon. And you've got the ultimate game plan coach who's going to come up with a way based on all your film. He's going to stay up late. He's not going to leave the office. He's going to be ready to go when it's time to face you. I don't want the Denver Broncos rolling into town if I'm any of these teams in the AFC.
No doubt about it. And the last team I'll go with, I wouldn't want to play over in the NFC. I wouldn't want to play the Green Bay Packers. I wouldn't want to play this team because of the division they're in. You look, they're third in their division behind Detroit and Minnesota. But LaFleur said that he thinks Jordan Love is doing what he's supposed to do out there on the field. He's taking advantage of the checkdowns, playing the right way. He's going to keep getting better in this kind of new role for him. I wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs.
You know, this has evolved as we're kind of leaving the best teams out. Like the Steelers, I'm really not interested this year in the Steelers, but they're an elite team in the AFC. And then I thought about throwing the Dolphins a bone, but I mean, really, do we really think they'd have a chance? Like, I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs in Miami, but they're not going to be playing in Miami. So yeah, bring them to Kansas City again. Bring them to Buffalo again. Bring them anywhere but Miami, and I got no problem facing the Dolphins. I'll go with the Chargers. I mean, they played the Chiefs right down to the wire. They have shown that they can play good defense. They just need to have Ladd McConkey, and they need to get J.K. Dobbins back with that week-to-week MCL injury from a couple of weeks ago. They get that running game going again. They get something more by way of options for Justin Herbert. With that defense, with Jim Harbaugh, they can be dangerous when the postseason rolls around. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.